Hello and welcome to Applied Theatre India Foundation. My name is Kaustubh and I'm the director of ATI Foundation. And in this foundation, what we do is we focus on creating awareness and provide education in the area of applied theatre. Now, today we're going to discuss something very close and very important thing that is related to the theatre in education. Now, what is that? Is how to handle the diversity in the classroom. So I call it as unlocking diversity in the classroom. As we all know, if you're a teacher, if you're working with students, children, we know that in one classroom there are multiple kind of uh, children who are available. Now, this kind of difference is based on their financial differences, their social difference, their upbringing, cultural differences, language differences. The way they think is also very different. Okay, now in one classroom, how to involve all these diversified children and make them as a one classroom is a big challenge that is always faced by the teachers. A lot of times I get this question of how to handle the class or how to address the class. Okay, so today we're going to discuss how to handle this diversity in the classroom. Now, very first thing, let us try to understand why diversity is important. Okay. Now, when we talk about, learning together, participating every child in every activity is equally important for a specific reason, because every child thinks very differently. So the kind of output, kind of questions, kind of the thought process that they are following can be very very different than the other children, and that's why their voice in the process is equally important. So participation of each and every kid in the process is important, right? Secondly, when we talk about applied theater, it is always a co-creation, and through the process we try to create a shared learning space. So what do I mean by shared learning space is where everyone contributes what they have learned and what they feel and what they understood, and that's how people learn from each other. That is called a shared learning space. Now, creating that shared learning space within the classroom is the very big challenge for teachers. Okay, let us try to understand what are the things that can really help you in addressing this particular issue. So there are three things that I'm going to talk about. One is image theater, one is forum theater, one is storytelling. Okay, now these are the three very important and very interesting methodologies of applied theater that can be applicable in the classroom. Let us talk about image theater. What happens in image theater is, in image theater, you're not allowed to move, you're not allowed to speak. So you need to embody the actions, the thoughts, the emotions that you're feeling in front of the others. Now, why image theater is important? We also need to understand every child is different, every child is unique, and every child is important. All right. Now, within that, there are some children who are kind of, little bit of introvert. They don't like to speak. They don't like to, outfocus in the society. It might be because of their upbringing, because of their, the kind of culture that they are coming up. The reason can be anything. But if they are introvert, they also need to get an opportunity to participate in a process. And image theater provides that opportunity to these kind of children, right? Because there is no movement, because there is you're not supposed to speak, so there are no dialogues. You don't need to come up with any sentences, any kind of communication that happens. Because it is a still image, there is a scope to participate silently, completely, right? But with this kind of process, the children get opportunity to be a part of the process and they feel included in the process. Okay, so the first thing to address the diversity is start including children in the classroom, those who feel excluded because of the process, right? If the process is very much outspoken, there are some kids who might feel, I cannot speak in front of each other, I don't have that confidence to stand in front of the class and talk about, what I feel and all. They might feel excluded from the process, and that's where image theater plays a very important role, where it the process allows them to be a part of the co-creation and shared learning. All right. Second is forum theater. Now, what is forum theater? Forum theater involves two parts. One is, of course, a role play, creating a scene, performing in front of the audience, and then talk about it. Talk about the issue. Talk about the address the problem within that scenario, and it gives children an opportunity to think in various different perspectives. Okay, now that's where forum theater plays a very important role, because that helps to improve critical thinking of these children, that helps to put forward their own viewpoints, right, their own understanding. Okay, and that's why forum theater is very important. So the first is image theater, second one is forum theater. Again, another important and another interesting thing about forum theater is because there are characters, there is a situation, there is an element of performance, there are dialogues, there is an exchange. So students get involved because there is a performance. Okay, they engrossed with the element of performance, but at the same time, they are contributing a lot in terms of their emotions, their ideas, their issues, their problems, and they are automatically creating a shared learning space. And that's why forum theater is very much important. The third thing is storytelling. So rather than talking about storytelling, what I would like to talk about is a story circle. Again, the story circle is another important way to include people. Now, what happens in circle is you ask all the students to sit in a circle. You start a story with one sentence. The next person will add another sentence, and that's how you complete the story. Here, what happens is, again, as I said earlier, there are some students who are little introvert, shy, don't like to talk much. In this way, they get an opportunity to talk something very little, but maybe meaningful. Okay, so they have to talk maybe one sentence only, right? And through that, they try to, the process tries to break the kind of shell they are into. So with one sentence, so somebody who is not at all comfortable talking anything in front of the people, for him or her, talking just one sentence is a very, very courageous move, right? And we should encourage that through the process. Of course, we cannot force anybody. As a facilitator, as a teacher, we should not force. If in a first one or two rounds, if they want to just pass on the opportunity, it's fine. It's absolutely okay, right? But when they see all other students are participating in a process, they are contributing, they're having fun, they're learning something. These children feels like, contributing something in the process, right? So we need to create an environment as a facilitator or as a teacher. We need to create an environment where students should feel to be a part of that environment. And that's how you can address the diversity. You cannot address the diversity by forcing somebody to be a part of some process. That doesn't work. All right. But you need to create an environment where naturally students can feel that, I should be a part of it. And through this, let's explore. Let's try once. That kind of environment we need to create. So to understand more about it, there is another video that I have done earlier, which is on the safe space that you can refer to. And then in relation with both these videos, you can understand more about how you can address the diversity in the classroom. Because nowadays, this is a very, very important topic that every teacher need to understand. Okay, and if you understand well how to address the diversity in the classroom, of course you can become a popular teacher in the school, because then you will be the favorite of amongst all the children. But also you get a very important benefit of allowing each and every child to be a part of the learning process, allowing each and every child to learn with their own pace, with their own understanding, and not only that, but also to contribute to create a shared learning space for others. So, with this note, I just stop here. We are coming up with more and more videos on applied theatre process in all the three areas, that is education, social, and corporate. So, please don't forget to subscribe to this channel. And if you really like it, share with your peer group, share with your colleagues, other teachers that you know. If you have any more questions, if you like to know anything more about applied theatre, any specific thing that you want me to discuss, please share in the comment box. Thank you.